welcome you to Little Creek Park in South Charleston, West Virginia, as the NFHS Network presents live streaming coverage of the 2021 West Virginia High School State Softball Tournament, presented by your local Little General stores. Today's games are being produced in conjunction with the West Virginia Secondary Schools Activities Commission by Video Productions. Greetings from South Charleston and Field A at the Rock, where it is day 2 of the state tournament. And what began yesterday morning at 9:45 a.m. has culminated in the final series for the Class AA Championship, featuring the Glen Golden Bears and the Herbert Hoover Lady Huskies. 1 or 2 games possible, depending on how Game 1 shakes out. At the end of this evening, we will know who will be the Class AA state champion for the year 2021. Greetings from South Charleston and our great video productions crew, the SSAC and the NFHS Network. I'm Andrew Miller. Delighted to have you with us for this final series of the day, again featuring a matchup between the 3-time defending state champion Herbert Hoover Huskies and the Glen Golden Bears, looking for state championship number 2 in program history. Herbert Hoover comes in with an overall record of 26-4. Glen 29-1 overall on the season. The path to this championship series was very quick for Glen. They defeated Independence in the first round 5-0, advancing to last night's championship bracket semifinals. A big victory in the bottom of the 8th inning. It took extras to defeat Sissonville, as Glen has advanced here. They are 2-0 in this double elimination tournament. It was a little more difficult for the defending champion Herbert Hoover Huskies, as they lost their opening round game to the Sissonville Indians 7-3, dropping them into the consolation bracket. A 9-1 victory last night against Independence, as the Huskies eliminated the Patriots from contention. And then this morning, Herbert Hoover defeating Sissonville handily in the 4th matchup between the two teams, 10-0 in the 6th inning of that ball game. So the Huskies have advanced, and it'll be a tall task, as Herbert Hoover will need to win 2 straight against the Golden Bears if they plan to repeat for the 4th straight time for the Golden Bears. Their only other championship back in 1998. They need to win just 1 of 2 here this evening in the championship series. If they do, they will be crowned the Class AA champions in 2021. We'll talk about it more. We'll give you the starting lineups, and we'll set the defenses up as we continue pregame coverage here on the NFHS Network.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again.
Now that the world keeps turning around.
Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
We welcome you back to South Charleston, West Virginia, as we get set for the Class AA Championship Series. The Glen Golden Bears 2-0 in this double elimination tournament. Herbert Hoover 2-1 as we get set for the first pitch here in the championship series. We'll take a look at the starting lineups for the Huskies first. Leading off, Brooklyn Huffman will be at shortstop. Batting second, the third baseman, Carolyn Woody. Batting third, catcher Sydney Bright. Cleanup hitter and center fielder will be Courtney Pfizer. Grayson Buckner, the pitcher, gets the start, and she will be batting fifth. Batting sixth out in left field, Abby Hansen. Batting seventh, right fielder Sydney Shamblin. Batting eighth, first baseman Josie Fix. And batting ninth, the second baseman Emma Veltri. For the Oak Glen Golden Bears, leading it off will be Sydney Brown, and Brown will be out in center field. Batting second, the pitcher, Lizzie Kell. Batting third, Maddie McKay at shortstop. Cleanup hitter, the catcher, Sarah Brown. Batting fifth, third baseman, Olivia Munoz. Batting sixth, Michaela Zellers out in left field. Batting seventh, second baseman, Amber Moore. Batting eighth, right fielder, Grace Smith. And batting ninth, the designated player, Emma Renfro. She'll hit in the lineup for the first baseman, Alexis Holden. We are moments away from the first pitch. When we come back, we'll have that for you here in the Class AA Championship Series on the NFHS Network.
At Tudor's Biscuit World, we use the freshest ingredients in our made-from-scratch biscuits. The Biscuit and Gravy Platter. Hot and fresh biscuits, made from scratch gravy. Now that's a meal. Served all day long and only available at Tudor's Biscuit World.
Geno's introduces the Big Cheese, our supersized pizza piled high with extra cheese for only $9.99. A blend of 3 different cheeses, mozzarella, parmesan, and provolone. Try Geno's Big Cheese Pizza for only $9.99.
Boy, getting older is pretty stressful. Am I right, girls?
No kidding, Sandy. It seems like every morning I see a new driveway crack.
My deck sure isn't as level as it used to be.
You've got to keep up appearances, though, right?
Mm-hmm. You got that right.
It's time to stop worrying about your concrete problems. Give us a call today and rest easy tonight.
Well, after a year's hiatus from softball state championship action, what started in March culminates here in the championship series of Class AA. The Oak Glen Golden Bears 2-0, the Herbert Hoover Huskies 2-1. As the Huskies will need to win 2, Oak Glen just needs to win 1. Whoever does so will be our state champions in Class AA. Take a look at the home team, Oak Glen. On defense, Lizzie Kell gets the start at pitcher. Sarah Brown behind home plate. First baseman Alexis Holden. Amber Moore at second. Maddie McKay at short. Olivia Munoz at third. Michaela Zoller in left. Sydney Brown in center. And Grace Smith in right. And we are ready to go. First pitch is fouled out of play by the shortstop, Brooklyn Huffman. This is a Herbert Hoover team that struggled to score runs in the first couple of ball games. Well, I should say just the first ball game. They scored 3, but since then they scored 9 in defeating Independence in the elimination game yesterday. They scored 10 first thing this morning. They have got the bats working here on this championship Wednesday. 1-1 the count to Brooklyn Huffman. She'll foul another one back out of play. Again, Lizzie Kell, she worked 3 innings last night. Very good innings for the left-hander, who normally is out in center field in helping the Golden Bears win that championship bracket game against Sissonville in 8 innings, 3-2. She also had the bat working. 3 base hits, including 2 triples. 2-2 the counts. Again, Oak Glen had a state championship back in 1998. They are facing off against the 4-time champions and 3-time defending champions. Next pitch, that one is roped into shallow right field, drops in and then hits off the glove of the right fielder Smith, heading around second and into third with the leadoff base hit is Brooklyn Huffman. So Huffman turns on the first pitch and rips it over into the right field area, just trying to get to it with Smith. And it took a nasty hop on her. So the leadoff triple by Huffman and the Herbert Hoover Huskies picking right up where they left off from this morning's victory over Sissonville. And they've got an opportunity to plate runs immediately. They put 3 on the board in the top of the first inning in this morning game. Again, the Huskies had previously been defeated by the Indians 3 times, and they won it when it mattered most to advance to this championship series. 1-0 the count to Carolyn Woody, the right-handed third baseman. Woody, a junior. There's 5 sophomore starters on this program for the Huskies. Very young Golden Bear team as well. They've got 4 sophomore starters. 2-0 the count. And another one from Kell, missing low in the dirt. Maddie McKay is really the ace of this Golden Bear lineup. And she will be at shortstop to begin this ball game. Maybe a little bit of strategy by the 4th-year head coach Sherry Garner, knowing that the Huskies need to beat the Golden Bears 2 times. Also knowing that Grayson Buckner worked 6 innings already today. So Buckner, who will get the start here today, only has 8 available innings. 3-1 the count to Woody. On deck is Sydney Bright, the catcher. Check swing on the 3-1 pitch, and that one missing low. 5-pitch walk issued. Runners at the corners here in the top of the first inning. So Huffman, who led off with the triple, she now has 6 base hits in this state tournament. She is 6 for 13, 4 RBIs, 2 runs, and 2 triples. Woody, 2 for 10. And now Sydney Bright coming to the plate. She's had a good couple of days. First pitch, the runner heads down to seconds. Fake throw as it's cut off by the shortstop, McKay, and then he fired over to try to get Huffman off the bag. Could not do it. 1-0 the count. Right, 4 for 10 with an RBI and a double. And just as the Huskies did in the top of the first inning this morning, they have put base runners on and they are in business with no outs and 2 runners in scoring positions for Bright. Bright has been very good in this tournament, 4 for 10. Had a pair of base hits this morning. Now Kell having trouble finding the strike zone here. A 5-pitch walk issued to Woody, now 3-0 to Bright. .30 pitch. Kell took a little bit off of that one. Bright did not have the green light. .3-1 the count. Here comes the pitch, popped up, foul out of play. Bright on the season, a .423 hitter, 31 RBIs, 10 doubles. We'll take a look back at that the first pitch, to Bright, and sliding back in just barely below the tag of Munoz was Huffman. 3-2 now to Bright after going down 3-0. Kell battling back to load the count full. Courtney Pfizer on deck. Inside corner pitch popped up in foul territory. And right on top of the roof it goes. This is an Oak Glen team that does not submit runs. They have given up just 1.6 runs per game all season, 13 shutouts, 6 one-run games. But they are in danger right off the bat. This one poked down the line in right field. And that one will sail out of play yet again for Sydney Bright, the catcher. So the Golden Bears going to have to battle. They need to get 3 outs without runs crossing, or else the Huskies are going to take the early lead just as they did this morning. Huskies feeling very confident at the plate right now. Called strike 3, and a late call as Bright was out of the batter's box. She was heading down to first, thought that she got the call for ball 4. Instead, you're going to see a late strike called as Kell delivers an outside pitch just barely framed on the edge for the strikeout. So a big out issued by Kell, but that will bring up the center fielder, the senior Pfizer. And Kell rocks and fires right over the outside corner. Pfizer, one of the best bats here in this tournament, 5 for 11, 5 RBIs, a pair of triples, and a double for the senior first-team All-Stater not last year, 2019. Kell rocks and fires, a little off-speed action on the same location. So the sophomore Kell battling here in the top of the first after giving up the first 2 runners by a triple and by walk. Next pitch, swing and a miss, and a big strikeout. Back-to-back for the sophomore left-hander, Lizzie Kell. But you dispatch of one great bat, and you have to see another in Grayson Buckner. She has been one of the best hitters in this tournament, 6 for 12, 4 RBIs, and a double for the junior pitcher. Can Kell get out of it? Here's one ripped into deep center field. Moving back is Brown. She'll make the grab for out number 3. A gritty top of the first for Lizzie Kell and the Oak Glen defense as they give up nothing to the Husky offense. To the bottom of the first we go. Golden Bears to the plate. You're watching the 2021 Championship Series in Class AA on the NFHS Network.
My feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again.
Now that the world keeps turning around.
Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Well, the Huskies looked as if they were going to pick up where they left off from this morning's 10-0 victory to get to this championship series. A leadoff triple by Brooklyn Huffman, her 6th base hit, and second triple to lead it off, followed by a walk to Caroline Woody, but a pair of strikeouts by Lizzie Kell to Sydney Bright, Courtney Pfizer, and then a long fly ball to center field by Grayson Buckner, and the Oak Glen Golden Bears get out of the quick jam. To the bottom of the first we go. 1-2-3 coming to the plate for the Golden Bears. Center fielder Sydney Brown, pitcher Lizzie Kell, and shortstop Maddie McKay. Take a look at the Herbert Hoover defense. Pitching once again Grayson Buckner. Behind home plate Sydney Bright. Josie Fix at first. Emma Veltri at second. Brooklyn Huffman at short. Caroline Woody at third. Abby Hansen out in left. Courtney Pfizer in center. Sydney Shamblin in right. Brown digs in, 2 for 5 this postseason with 4 runs scored and a triple. Swings at the first shot and rips it right at her head coach. Over in the third base box, 4th-year head coach Sherry Gardner had to watch the head on that one. 0-1 the count. You'll see the replay of this one. It'll come right into your living room. Brown turned on that one and almost decapitated the head coach. 0-1 pitch. Buckner goes back to that changeup that has worked so well for her this entire postseason. Golden Bears no stranger to scoring runs. They score it at 8.8 a clip. Buckner back to the speed pitch. That one missing away as well, 2-1. Golden Bears, 5-0 victory over Independence. And then the battle against Sissonville last night in 8 innings, 3-2. Next pitch, heavy cut by Brown. She'll smack it back into the padding behind home plates, and the count even at 2-2. Huskies will have to win 2 games in a row. Glen needs just 1 of 2. There's the changeup. Grayson Buckner issues strikeout number 83 of the season. We talked about the morning series. Buckner only had 2 strikeouts in the morning game versus Sissonville. Her defense was very stout behind her. Lots of plays, no errors. So in steps the pitcher, Kell. First pitch in there, 4 called, strike 1. Kell's been great as well at the plate. 4 out of 7, 2 RBIs, a pair of runs, and 2 triples. Both of those came in last night's victory over the Indians. Kell turns on an inside pitch and rips that one foul. Quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Grayson Buckner, a 186 ERA, 107 innings of work, 83 strikeouts, 29 walks for the junior right-hander. Again, she pitched all 6 innings this morning. She's got 8 more available for the Huskies. 0-2 pitch, high and tight, and a great piece of hitting. I don't know how Kell fought that one off. Somehow she got enough turn and got just enough on it to poke it over the shortstop's head for the hit. Kell offers up her 5th base hit of the state tournament. That'll bring up the shortstop, Maddie McKay. 2 for 6 in the postseason, a pair of RBIs, and 2 doubles for the junior. First pitch from Buckner, missing low. Golden Bears reeled off 26 straight victories to begin their season. Lost in the regional opener to Kaiser, came right back and beat the Golden Tornadoes to advance here to South Charleston. 1-1 the count to McKay. Next pitch, poked foul, third baseline. And Buckner ahead in the counts, 1-2. Buckner threw just 58 pitches this morning in the consolation final. 1-2 pitch, just dropping out of the zone. Count even at 2-2. Cleanup hitter, catcher Sarah Brown stands in the on-deck circle. Neither of these teams like to give up runs. 1.6 per game for Oak Glen, 1.9 for the Huskies. Here's a double play opportunity, but on the turn, Veltri threw it away to the left side of Brooklyn Huffman, who was covering. That was a tremendous grab by Huffman out at second just to get the lead runner. Veltri was trying to hustle that throw and just got away a little bit, as you see. They will take the lead runner, so still 2 outs and still just a runner on first. McKay with the fielder's choice. And the first pitch missing to Brown, 1-0. Brown 2 for 7 with 3 RBIs and a triple in the state tournament. 1-2 pitch. Brown goes chasing some high heat, fouls it back against the cage. 1-1 the count. Class AAA going on to our left on field B here at the Rock. Next pitch from Buckner drops out of the zone again, 2-1. Class Single A game 1 of the championship series. Ritchie County, Wahama, 2-2, tied up. Buckner staying low in the zone and missing once again to the cleanup hitter Brown. Ritchie County, Wahama, they have played now 5 times this year. Those two are quite familiar with each other. Cabell Midland, St. Albans going in at 2 hour left. Next pitch high into the sky in foul territory. Right on top of our hood again. Count full, 3-2 to Brown. Buckner likes to work quickly from the pitcher's circle. She'll rock and fire. The payoff pitch called strike 3 on the inside corner. A pair of strikeouts, and Buckner and the defense shut the door on the Golden Bears. 1 in the books, no score. You're watching the 2021 West Virginia Girls High School Class AA Championship Series on the NFHS Network.
General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
Boy, getting older is pretty stressful. Am I right, girls?
No kidding, Sandy. It seems like every morning I see a new driveway crack.
My deck sure isn't as level as it used to be.
You've got to keep up appearances, though, right?
Mm-hmm. You got that right.
It's time to stop worrying about your concrete problems. Give us a call today and rest easy tonight.
CBS Equipment has over 30 years' experience in the mining industry and is committed to supply mining companies with reliable, inventive, quality equipment as well as top-notch customer service. CBS Equipment is proud to support the Independence Lady Patriots as well as all 2021 softball state tournament participants. We've played one here in the championship series opening game. Both defenses playing well. A pair of strikeouts for Grayson Buckner in the bottom of the first to eliminate any threat from the Oak Glen Golden Bears. To the top of the second we go. Hitters 6, 7, and 8 in the order for the Huskies. Abby Hansen, Sydney Shamblin, Josie Fix to lead it off against Kell, who gave up a leadoff triple and then walked a batter in the first inning and then somehow worked out of the jam with Huffman at third and Woody at second with nobody out. Struck out a pair of batters and got a fly ball out. She'll offer some chin music to begin Hansen's at-bat. 2-0 the count. As Hansen flinched on that one and it sails high. Hansen 2 for 8 in the postseason. An RBI and a pair of runs scored. And she'll look on with a 3-0 count. Did not have the green light from Coach Missy Smith. Over in the third base box, Smith in her 15th year. She has got a record of 342 and 99 and 4 state titles to her credit. 3-1 pitch right into our front window. As Kell fights back after going down 3-0 to load it full, 3-2. Hansen, a .328 hitter on the season, 24 RBIs. For the sophomore. On deck, Sydney Shamblin. The payoff pitch going with it is Hansen over near the line in right field. As Grace Smith moves over and grabs it for out number 1. So a good fight back by Kell after going down 3-0 to Hansen. And let's see if Sydney Shamblin can keep it going. She was 4 for 4 in the first game this morning against Sissonville. What an outing she had. She'll swing at the first offering. This is in very shallow right field, and that will drop in. And she does exactly that. Her last 5 at bats, she is 5 for 5 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. And I mentioned this morning, I'll have what she had to eat for breakfast if she can produce like that. So a base runner aboard here in the top of the second. We're going to take a look at that 5th straight hit for Shamblin. Just places it right down the line in right field. Josie Fix, the first baseman. First pitch fouled off. Fix in this postseason, just 2 for 10. She does have an RBI. On the season, 406 with 18 RBIs. We're talking about 2 of the best defenses in Class AA battling it out here today. Both give up less than 2 runs per game on average. Fix now going to lay down a bunt as Kell will take the easy out. She'll spin around the lefty. And she'll grab Fix with the 1-3 putout, or sorry, the 1-4 putout. As Amber Moore moved over to cover the bag. So Fix will sacrifice. Shamblin to scoring position. Now the bottom of the order, Veltri. Emma Veltri, the freshman, second baseman, 288 hitter on the season. Came in with 10 RBIs. She is 3 for 8 in this postseason with 3 runs scored and a double. So it's been a productive postseason for the freshman. Veltri has also played quite well at second base. Pitch number 2 of the at-bat fouled into the cage. We're even at 1-1. The way it works here in the postseason, it's double elimination. Oak Glen is 2-0 at the moment. Herbert Hoover 2-1. So the Huskies have a bit of a mountain to climb here. They'll have to win 2 straight to win their 4th straight. Oak Glen needs to just win 1 of 2. Next pitch to Veltri, slapped down the line at first base, out of play. And the count now 1-2. For Oak Glen in the bottom half of the inning, Olivia Munoz, Michaela Zellers, and Amber Moore. Hitters 5, 6, and 7 due up in the Golden Bear lineup. The 1-2 pitch, off speed. As Kell misses upstairs to Veltri. Brooklyn Huffman on deck. She led off the game with a triple. And the 2-2 pitch, high heat. And Veltri stays alive. Got to protect the plate. She'll swing at anything close. That one back into the cage again. Kell went 3 innings of work last night against Sissonville. Gave up just 1 earned run. Another 2-2 pitch. That one gives a little buzz cut to the head of Veltri right over top of the batting helmet. Put a racing stripe through the hair. Full count now to Veltri. The payoff pitch, and that one gets away from Kell. And a full count walk issued, second walk of the game. And that will allow the Huskies to move back to the top of the order. And Coach Missy Smith is going to make a move early. And what is the move? I don't think I see any substitutions. So back to the top of the order, Brooklyn Huffman. Huffman ripping the triple in the first inning to start this ball game. Before Huffman gets there, we're going to have a meeting at the pitcher circle. 4th-year head coach Sherry Garner. Overall record of 34-23-1. So you talk about the massive turnaround for Garner. Of those 34 wins, 29 have come in this season. So she and the staff up at Oak Glen High School have really done a great job of turning this program back around. State championship in 1998. They're looking for a 2nd state title in school history. First pitch to Huffman. Called strike on the outside corner. Huffman 6 for 13 with 4 RBIs and 2 triples this postseason. She's batting .444 on the season. She'll swing at the second pitch and dribble it down the line. That one just trickles foul. 0-2 now to the leadoff hitter. We're in the top of the second here in this Class AA Championship Series. It will either be 1 or 2 games, depending on who wins this one. 0-2 pitch, missing out of the zone. Huffman does have power, 6 home runs on the season. The 1-2 pitch, this one gets off the tip of the bat right over to the shortstop, McKay. And once again, the Golden Bears golden defensively as they end the threat in the top of the second. To the bottom of the inning we go. Oak Glen to the plate. No score. You're watching the 2021 Class AA Championship Series on the NFHS Network.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
Well, between these two teams on the season, 24 shutouts and 12 one-run games given up. Both defenses showing why they have made it to this championship series. The Huskies giving up just 1.9 runs a game, Oak Glen giving up just 1.6, and to do that you have to get out of jams, as both teams have done. Oak Glen getting out of another tough one with a pair of base runners aboard back in the top of the second. To the bottom of the inning we go. Olivia Munoz swings at the first offering, pokes it in foul territory right near the third base dugout as Caroline Woody, the junior third baseman, comes over to make the grab. A quick first out for the Hoover defense. 5'6", coming to the plate, Michaela Zellers, the left fielder. Zellers 2 for 6, pair of singles in this postseason. And Buckner offers one inside for ball one here in the bottom of the second inning. Class AAA, Cabell Midland St. Albans in the championship series. Ritchie County Wahama, 2 regular season games. A game in the LKC championship, the Little Canal Conference Championship, and one in this postseason. Bottom of the third inning, Ritchie County Wahama tied at 2. That is the 5th time those two teams have squared off this year. 2-1 the count to Zellers. On deck is the second baseman, Amber Moore. This one off the tip of the bat for Zellers. Going to have to hustle the throw, though, as the Veltri saw Zellers bearing down on the first base bag, and the freshman, Emma Veltri, quick dart throw there for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the second. Second baseman, Amber Moore. She's 0 for 3 officially in the postseason. She does have an RBI on a sacrifice. Here's one up in the sky. This one is in that Bermuda Triangle area, and that's going to drop off the end of the glove of Sydney Shamblin, the sophomore right fielder. That was in a dangerous location. It was going to be hard for Veltri at second, Shamblin in right, or Courtney Pfizer in center. And unfortunately for Shamblin, the right fielder did hit her glove. So she will be issued the E9. So a 2-out base runner aboard here in the bottom of the second for Oak Glen. We'll get a pinch runner for the Golden Bears. Coming in to run is number 4, Maddie Balch. Balch, a sophomore. And that will bring Grace Smith to the plate. Smith, the right fielder, the junior, looking for her first hit of the postseason. I say the postseason, I mean the state tournament. The first pitch, though, grounded right back to the pitcher, Buckner, for out number 3. A base runner aboard, no damage. We've completed 2 here in the championship series. No score between Oak Glen and Herbert Hoover. You're watching the 2021 Class AA Softball State Championship Series on the NFHS Network. And we welcome you back to South Charleston, West Virginia, Little Creek Park, up at the Rock Field A for the Class AA Softball State Championship Series between Oak Glen and Herbert Hoover. The Huskies 2-1 in the postseason, and Oak Glen 2-0. So the Golden Bears need only win one of a possible 2 games here today. If they do so, they will be Class AA state champions for the second time and the first time since 1998. For the Huskies, they need to win 2 straight. If they do that, they'll have completed a 4-peat going back to 2017, 18, 19, and it will be the 5th overall in school history. And as we saw last night against Sissonville, Oak Glen will send Kell back to the outfield, so 2 innings of work for the sophomore Lizzie Kell as Maddie McKay back into the pitcher's circle. That will move Sydney Brown back to her normal position at shortstop. 2-3-4 due up here for the Huskies. Woody steps in first, looks at a ball. Checks the swing on the next offering. Also upstairs, 2-0 the count. Woody walked on 4 pitches back in the first inning, was stranded at second. 2 for 10 with an RBI here in the postseason. McKay battles back with 1 down the middle. Woody with 2 runs scored and a double in the state tournaments. Updating Class Single, Wahama now leading 3-2. Check swing on the next offering as Woody flinched, and it's a called strike on the corner on the inside of the plate. 2-2. Sydney Bright on deck, Courtney Pfizer in the hole. McKay rocks and fires, and a called strike 3 on the inside corner again. So McKay steps back into the pitcher's circle. She has been tremendous here in the postseason. She will strike out the first batter she sees in Woody. McKay, 12 innings of work, 15 strikeouts, 1 earned run. First pitch to Sydney Bright. She'll swing at it and pop it up into shallow left field as Zellers comes in to make the grab. Quick out number 2. Didn't even give me a chance to look back up. Both of these defenses continuing to prove why they are the top 2 left in the state of West Virginia in Class AA. Courtney Pfizer struck out swinging on 3 pitches in the first inning. And she'll look at one on the corner begin this at-bat. Pfizer, one of the better bats in the state tournament. 5 for 12, 5 RBIs, 2 triples, a double for the 2019 first team All-State center fielder. Oh, 1 pitch, that one gets away from McKay. Glen looking to make it a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the third. One offering. A called strike at the knees. McKay ahead in the count now to Pfizer, 1-2. Pfizer, the lone senior in the starting lineup for Herbert Hoover. A 1-2 pitch, healthy cut. Pfizer says, I'm not going away that easily. And Wahama now in Class Single A, opening things up in the bottom of the third. They've plated 3 in the inning. They lead now 5-2 over Ritchie County. Wahama is in the same boat as Oak Glen. They need win just 1 of 2. If they do so, they will be state champions in Class AAA. Here comes another 1-2 pitch, and once again, Pfizer equal to the task. Fouling a second straight pitch off, and the count remains 1-2. Comes another 1-2 offering. McKay misses upstairs. You saw a flinch from Pfizer. If she swung at that one, it would have been about a foot above her head. 2-2 the count. McKay rocks and fires upstairs again. And a count full to Pfizer. Grayson Buckner stands in the on-deck circle. Pfizer on the season, a .535 hitter, 35 RBIs, 10 doubles, and 1 home run. A payoff pitch, and that one framed for an extra half second by Brown, the catcher, but it will be a walk. So a 2-out walk issued to Pfizer. That will allow Buckner, the pitcher, to the plate. Buckner swung at the first pitch she saw in the first inning and popped out to deep center field. Buckner leads this team in RBIs. Came in with 40 in the postseason. She is 6 for 13 with 4 RBIs in the state tournament alone. Add to it a double. And again, she has pitched the majority. Actually, she has pitched all of the innings so far. 6 early. She's got 8 available in this game. Count 1-0 right now to Buckner. Next pitch missing upstairs as well. Oak Glen will probably be the most rested team in the tournament. Played the first game yesterday, did play the last game last night, but had all day today to relax and prepare for this championship series. Off speed on the next offering. A 2-0 swing and a miss from Buckner. Buckner has 5 home runs on the season and 11 doubles. And the 2-1 pitch, called strike. 2-2. Golden Bears in the bottom of the third will send 9-1-2 to the plate. Renfro, Brown, and Kell. And the 2-2 pitch and a called strike. I think it may have been foul tipped into the glove of Brown. And that will be a strikeout and out number 3 for the Golden Bear defense. A runner aboard, no damage in the top. We move to the bottom of the third inning. No score in the Class AA Softball State Championship Series on the NFHS Network.
Biscuit World, we use the freshest ingredients in our made-from-scratch biscuits. The Biscuit and Gravy Platter. Hot and fresh biscuits, made from scratch gravy. Now that's a meal. Served all day long and only available at Tudor's Biscuit World.
Geno's introduces the Big Cheese, our supersized pizza piled high with extra cheese for only $9.99. A blend of 3 different cheeses, mozzarella, parmesan, and provolone. Try Geno's Big Cheese Pizza for only $9.99.
Did you know that up to 50% of the air you breathe in your home is the air that comes through your basement? A wet, damp basement can be a real problem that can worsen asthma and allergies, affect your indoor air quality, and damage your valuables. Alford Home Solutions will transform your basement into a dry, usable space and improve the air quality in your entire home. Protect your family today. Visit alfordhomesolutions.com for a free estimate.
Moving into the bottom of the third inning, Class AA Softball State Championship Series, Glen and Herbert Hoover in a dogfight. Just 3 base hits between the two teams. Defenses and pitching have been great on both sides. Again, both of these teams are stout defenses. 1.9 runs per game given up by the Huskies, just 1.6 for Glen. You think 1 or 2 runs here or there may be the difference in this ball game. Emma Renfro steps up first and places a beautiful bunt down the line, but a great play by the catcher, Sydney Bright. That ball off of the bat of Renfro took a nasty Massey English spin, basically deadened in the turf. Looked like a little sand wedge clipped and spun back towards the hole. That may have been the difference for Bright to get to it in time, and Bright with a rifled throw over to first base. Veltri got there to cover the bag. And Renfro just a half step shy of possibly getting a leadoff base hit on a bunt attempt. And here we go. We're going to get the umpires meeting again. And there may be a question as to whether Renfro beat that throw or not. Let's see if we've got ourselves. Do we have a review of it? Let's see the Little General instant replay here. And we've got a close-up view of it. And I'm telling you what, she was safe. She was safe. They called Renfro out, and we could see it clearly by a half step. Renfro beat the throw. My head coach, Sherry Garner, going to battle for her designated player Renfro, but it will fall on deaf ears. So back to the top of the order, center fielder, actually now shortstop, Sydney Brown. Brown swings at the first offering and nubs it over towards the line in right field. Shamblin has been great over there throughout the state tournament, and the sophomore makes the grab. A quick second out. So 2 up, 2 down for the Golden Bears here in the bottom of the third inning. And the center fielder, Lizzie Kell. Kell dropped a single over the head of the shortstop in the first inning, and this time she will not do it as Huffman moves into the outfield. And a quick 1-2-3, bottom of the third. And we've played 3 here in the state championship, and we've got no score as we move to the fourth. You're watching the 2021 Class AA Softball State Championship Series on the NFHS Network.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
We welcome you back to South Charleston, West Virginia. 3 in the books here in the Class AA Championship Series. Defense the name of the game, and efficiency was the name of the game for Grayson Buckner. In the bottom of the third inning, she threw 3 pitches. 3 outs on 3 pitches. You cannot get much more efficient than that. Abby Hansen to the plate, and she'll nub one right back to the pitcher's circle. McKay had just finished her follow-through, and the glove was in the right position for out number 1. So just 2 pitches thrown to get the first out for Glen in the top of the fourth. We'll take a look at that one out in front of it, and right back to McKay it went. Sydney Shamblin. She'll swing and foul the first one off. Shamblin I'm not sure if anybody in the state right now can get her out. 5 straight base hits in her last 5 plate appearances. I'm getting the mean mug from Brian Shepard, my production manager. I've put the kibosh on a player once in this state tournament. Don't want to do it again. Here's one high into the sky. Uh-oh. Will it stay in? Just a little away. Quickly the count 0-2 to Shamblin. In fact, the kibosh I put on was Maddie McKay. She had a no-hitter into the bottom of the 7th inning in the opening game victory over Independence. I set it with 1 out left in the game and immediately a base hit. 1-2 the count to Shamblin. In this great last couple of games, Shamblin 6 for 10 with 4 RBIs. Here's the 1-2. And Shamblin continuing to battle. McKay into the windup, the 1-2 pitch. And McKay gets Shamblin chasing some high heat. And the broadcaster's kibosh continues to prove to be a real thing. I apologize to Shamblin. 2 up, 2 down for the Golden Bear defense. Josie Fix, sack bunt in the 2nd inning, advancing Shamblin. Fix swinging heavy at the first pitch. Well, you think into possible futures. As we talked about, Buckner has just 8 innings to work with. The next pitcher in the lineup for Hoover is Josie Fix. If the Huskies happen to win this one, you might see Fix immediately in the next game. Here's one high into the sky, very shallow left center field, and Kell, the speedy sophomore center fielder, on the horse to get it for out number 3. Back-to-back, 3 up, 3 down innings for both teams in the 4th. Quickly, we go to the 5th. No score in the Class AA State Softball Championship Series on the NFHS Network.
General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
Boy, getting older is pretty stressful. Am I right, girls?
No kidding, Sandy. It seems like every morning I see a new driveway crack.
My deck sure isn't as level as it used to be.
You've got to keep up appearances, though, right?
Mm-hmm. You got that right.
It's time to stop worrying about your concrete problems. Give us a call today and rest easy tonight.
Moving into the bottom of the 4th inning. No score between Hoover and Oak Glen. Maddie McKay, the first batter of the inning. And I'm dare saying that Grayson Buckner would love to continue this. She threw 3 pitches in the bottom of the 3rd inning and got 3 outs. She throws 1 pitch in the bottom of the 4th and gets another. Model of efficiency is junior Grayson Buckner right now, who only threw 58 pitches in the morning victory over Sissonville. So the pitch count remains low for the junior. And that is the 2nd put-out defensively for the pitcher, Buckner. Sarah Brown struck out looking in the 1st inning to end the bottom of that inning. 1-1 the count. So Buckner working deep into a count for her. 1-1. Here's the next pitch. Popped up in the infield as the shortstop Huffman will call off Buckner and make the grab for out number 2. Came to a state softball tournament and a track meet has broken out here as we are racing through this first of possibly 2 in a championship series of Class AA. Glen 29-1, Herbert Hoover 26-4. Third baseman Olivia Munoz checking in. Popped out to her counterpart, the third baseman Woody, for Herbert Hoover back in the second inning. Buckner offers one on the outside edge for strike one. Munoz came into this game 2 for 7 in the state tournament. Now 2 for 8 with a run scored. And the changeup works again, as it's just as if Buckner has that ball on a string and pulls back on it right before it gets to the plate. Here comes the 0-2 offering. Great piece of hitting. Munoz basically threw the bat out at that one, caught a piece of it to help protect the plates. Munoz, although she's only got a pair of base hits in this postseason, her defense over at third has been spectacular. She's made some highlight-worthy plays in the last 2 days. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, high to the sky into shallow left field. Moving in, making the grab is Hansen. A back-to-back 3-up, 3-down defensive set for the Herbert Hoover Huskies. We've completed 4. Into the 5th we go. No score in your Class AA Softball State Championship Series on the NFHS Network.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
All Seasons Lawn and Landscape. Whether you need help with landscaping or the perfect manicured lawn, call Chris Dukic at All Seasons Lawn and Landscaping. All Seasons Lawn and Landscaping, proud supporters of girls softball in the Ritchie County Lady Rebels. Lady Rebels in the championship series of Class Single A, most recently trailing 5-2 to Wahama. In Class AAA, Cabell Midland leading 3-0 over St. Albans in the 4th inning. It has been all defense here, just 3 hits for both teams combined. As we're in the top of the 5th inning, Huskies have Veltri, Huffman, and Woody, 9-1-2, coming to the plate. Veltri walked on a full count, her first plate appearance, and she has quickly fallen behind 0-2 to Maddie McKay, who came in relief of Kell after the 2nd inning of work. 0-2 pitch, that one missing upstairs. These two defenses, you look at the statistics and you think, okay, who's going to break? Is it going to be the offenses or the defenses? Right now, the defenses are reigning supreme, and here's another one as McKay paints the inside corner. And McKay has now earned her 4th strikeout in just 2 1/3 innings. Top of the order we go. Huffman led off the ball game with a blast shot that turned into a triple, a gap triple, and popped up in the 2nd inning to McKay at shortstop. McKay pulls the string and gets Huffman out in front of it. Huffman's postseason has been tremendous. 6 for 13, 4 RBIs, 2 triples. She came into the postseason .444 hitter with 6 home runs. And she has continued her production. Huffman, just a sophomore, one of 5 starters for the Huskies. Check swing on the next offering, and the count evens at 2 apiece. Never mind, that was high. I got both sides in my ear right now telling me 3-1. Make that 4 balls. Second walk of the game for McKay. And a runner aboard first. We'll see what the decision is for Coach Missy Smith. We know that she likes to employ those small ball tactics, hit and run, sacrifice bunts, all sorts of things to try to advance runners into scoring position. In a game this close, 1 run might do it. Woody, though, will swing hard at the first offering. Back into the glove of the catcher, Sarah Brown. Woody walked on 4 pitches in the first inning. Struck out. She was the first batter that McKay faced in the 3rd inning. Woody 2 for 10 coming into this game here in the state tournament. Swings heavy at this next one over in foul territory. Giving a look at it was Zellers. And it goes across the top of the fence line in foul territory. 0-2 the count to Woody. Sydney Bright on deck here in the top of the 5th inning. Oak Glen needs win just 1 of 2 to be state champions. Herbert Hoover, if they want to four-peat, needs to win this one and the following game. 0-2 pitch ripped towards the shortstop off the glove of Brown. Brown tried to backhand that one. It took a high hop and tipped off the palm of the glove. Officials will score that an infield single, and the runners will advance. That was a hard hit, tough play, backhanded. So the inning continues for the Huskies with a runner in scoring position for the first time since inning number 2. Sydney Bright coming to the plate. Bright 0 for 2 in this game. A strikeout looking in the first and a line out to left field. But before that, Bright was 4 for 10 with a double and an RBI scored in the state tournament in the previous 3 games for the Huskies. She will rip this one. That is into the gap. That's going to score the first run of the ball game. And now they've got the runner off the bag over at first. Called, I believe, safe at first. And Sydney Bright has broken through for the Huskies in the top of the 5th inning with an absolute rip shot single that scores Huffman from second. Woody heads out to second. Bright safe on the RBI single. That is hit number 4 of the ball game for the Huskies. And Herbert Hoover has the heart of the order still up. Going to get a pinch runner. Worley. Worley has pinch run for Bright throughout this postseason. So Courtney Pfizer coming to the plates. Pfizer, the lone senior and the All-Stater from 2 years ago. 0 for 1 with a walk. Overall, Pfizer 5 for 12 with 5 RBIs and 2 triples. Check swing on the next pitch. They'll look down, and third base umpire says no, she did not go. So the count moves to 2-0. Still a runner in scoring position here in the top of the 5th for the Huskies. Two-0 offering misses. And now McKay in a battle behind in the count 3-0. 1 run has scored. Runners at first and second, just 1 out in the inning. A timeout called from over at the third base area. Coach Sherry Gardner asking a clarification issue from the third base umpire. It was a quick one. 3-0 the count to Pfizer. Will she have the green light? She does not, and McKay fires one over the middle of the plate. A 3-1 pitch, that one misses. A 5-pitch walk issued. The bases are loaded. And if you are Oak Glen, this is probably not the batter you want to see coming to the plate with 1 out and the bases loaded. Grayson Buckner, the pitcher, chance to help her own cause here. She has been tremendous at the plate. She's 0 for 2 in this game, but overall 6 for 14 in the state tournament, 4 RBIs and a double. So Oak Glen, they got out of a big jam in the top of the first inning with no damage. 1 run has already crossed here in the top of the 5th. Can Oak Glen limit the damage to 1? McKay rocks and fires. 1-0 upstairs. 2-0. McKay coming into this contest had only walked 1 batter in the state tournament. Right now, she has walked 3, 2 in this inning. Buckner high into the sky, foul territory. That one sails out of play right on top of us. 2-1 the counts. Abby Hansen stands in the on-deck circle for the Huskies. Again, the Huskies will need to win this game and the next one if they wish to four-peat for Oak Glen. They don't necessarily have to win this one. They will have another opportunity if they do not. If they take care of business here in this first game, that'll settle it. Oak Glen will be the AA champions. 2-2 the count. The pitch low in the dirt, and we are full again, 3-2. Second time in this inning, third time of the game for McKay. The payoff pitch, check swing on the inside corner. And they're calling, Oak Glen is calling to see if she went around. And it didn't look like it from our vantage point, and the first base umpire quickly says no. So Buckner awarded the walk. Buckner adds to her RBI total, scoring Woody from third. Everyone advancing around Bright. Well, I should say Worley, the pinch runner, to third. Pfizer to second. And Hoover now leading 2-0. And that will draw a meeting at the pitcher's circle with one of the assistant coaches for the Golden Bears. The Huskies scored just 3 runs in their opening game loss to Sissonville. Since then, they put up 9 in 6 innings to defeat Independence and advance in the consolation bracket. And then they exploded this morning for 10 runs on 11 base hits against the Sissonville Indians, a team they had previously lost to 3 times. And they have big inning potential here with bases loaded and still just 1 out. Abby Hansen stepping in, and McKay is going to lose one inside. She'll clip Hansen, and that will plate a second straight run. 3 across now here in the top of the 5th for the Huskies as Worley comes home to score. Pfizer to third, Buckner out to second, Hansen at first. Looks like we'll get a courtesy runner in for courtesy runner for the pitcher will be Kennedy Callan, the sophomore, coming in to run for Buckner out at second. Bases still loaded. Huskies have big inning on the brain right now. Called strike on the inside corner to Shamblin. Shamblin has probably the hottest bat on the Huskies team right now. 5 of her last 6 have been hits. She went 5 straight. Is this going to drop in? It will hit the bottom of the glove of Kell out in center field. That was a terribly difficult play to make. It hit the bottom of the glove and popped out. Everyone had to stay close to the bag for a second, but eventually Pfizer will come in to score from third. That was a great attempt there for Kell. She had to get quickly in, and coming straight forward on that ball, that was a very, very difficult play to make. And the inning continues here for a very motivated Herbert Hoover offense. Josie Fix, the ninth batter to come to the plate here in the top of the fifth inning. Still only one out on the board. Fix 0 for 2, had a sac bunt in the second inning. Flew out to center field in the fourth. She'll swing at this one. That's going to get through. Up the middle, one run will score. Around from second comes Abby Hansen, and suddenly the Huskies have all the momentum. A 2 RBI single right up the middle by Josie Fix. And the Huskies now lead 6-0. And they have batted around the order in the top of the fifth inning. Back to the plate, Emma Veltri led off this inning with a strikeout. That's the only out the Golden Bears have been able to manage. First and second. Foul ball by Veltri, behind in the count 0-2. Next pitch fouled off, and by the way, with that last run that scored by Hansen, Herbert Hoover has done something that has not been done this year on Oak Glen. The Golden Bears have never given up more than 5 runs in a game until right now. 0-2 to Veltri. Runners at first and second as McKay goes off speed with the first offering. 1-2 the count. McKay missing upstairs again. 2-2, the top of the Hoover order awaits on deck in Brooklyn Huffman. Next offering, missing upstairs. And we've got a full count for the fourth time for McKay, the third time in this inning alone. This has been a tough inning for the junior, Maddie McKay. And the payoff pitch, that's going to miss upstairs. Everything going right at the moment for the Huskies, everything not going well at the moment for the Bears. Veltri aboard first, Fix moves on to second, Shamblin over to third. And for the third time in this inning, the bases are loaded. And we go back to the top of the order. Now Coach Sherry Garner going to come out. And will this be it for McKay? They're already moving. Yeah, they're already moving Sydney Brown back out to center field, so you would imagine it's going to just be a rotation back to what started this game. Kell's going to come back into pitch. McKay will move back to short. Brown back out to center field. So the bases are loaded here in the top of the fifth inning. And just as I mentioned in the morning session, at one point late in the ballgame, in fact, it was in the sixth inning, he said, I can't believe that I'm saying this because of the games that were played previously between Herbert Hoover and Sissonville. But the Huskies were in danger of short gaming Sissonville. That ended up happening in 6 innings. And right now we're looking at a bases-loaded situation in the top of the fifth with Hoover already leading 6-0. And at the moment, all it would take would be the runners at second and third scoring, and we become into that situation. in the bottom of the fifth where Glen would need to score a run in order to extend the ball game. So Kell taking a few warm-up pitches. She's ready to go to work here in a very difficult situation. Bases loaded for the Huskies. They've already plated 6 in this inning on 4 base hits, 3 walks for McKay, and a hit batter, all in this inning. Huffman walked and scored her first time up this inning. She'll look on at a strike. Huffman led off the ball game top of the first with a rip shot triple, but was stranded there as Kell and the defense were able to manage to get out of the inning with no damage done, 1-1. Huffman, 6 for 13 with 4 RBIs in this state tournament. Kell missing away, 2-1. And another ball flying in from over there at the Cabell Midland St. Albans Championship Series in Class AAA. We've got 2-1 coming from the hands of the umpire. Next pitch, healthy swing. And the breeze goes through it. 2-2 the count. Kell back in, trying to get out of the inning. And no matter what happens, the damage has been most definitely done so far by the Huskies. 3-2 now. Nowhere to put Huffman. On deck, Caroline Woody. Here comes the payoff pitch. That is ripped into deep right center field. It will get to the fence. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. They'll hold Veltri at third. And suddenly this thing has got quite interesting. That is the 8th run of the ball game and the 8th run of the top of the 5th inning, as Huffman has squared off on 2 extra base hits, the triple in the first and the double. They were both hit to the exact same area. This one scores 2 RBIs. And this one gets the Huskies a little closer to a possible short-run ball game. Still shaking my head at the thought of that here in the state championship series. Caroline Woody, 1 for 2. She singled and scored in this inning. First pitch missing low. Runners at second and third, still just 1 out in this inning. Swing and a miss, or maybe a foul tip, 1-1. Woody represents the 12th batter to come to the plate in this top of the 5th inning. This one popped up in foul territory, and it will get out of play, 1-2. Not looking too far ahead, but if something does happen and Herbert Hoover is able to win this one in 5 innings, that offers Grayson Buckner 3 more innings in what would be a second and deciding championship game. That is true. Again, Brian Shepard keeping me on track. Here's one grounded to second base, and that's going to plate a 9th run of the ball game, as Woody able to put it in play, and she'll earn the sacrifice RBI on the 4-3 putout.
Just saying.
I got Mo on my left and Curly on my right. I guess that makes me the other one. Larry, thank you.
Now batting number 23, Sydney Bright.
9-0 up here in the booth. We're having a little bit of fun. Herbert Hoover having some fun right now, I'm telling you. I don't think even they could have imagined what's happening here in the top of the 5th inning. Bright has an RBI in this inning and a run scored. She's 1 for 3. And she is the 13th Husky batter to come to the plate in the top of the 5th. So Oak Glen a little bit shell-shocked here in this top of the 5th inning. They were rolling right along. I mentioned the last inning that maybe 1 run or 2 runs could be the difference in this one. Oak Glen came into this inning having given up just 2 hits. It has been a big one for the Huskies. Next pitch, that one is drilled. That's going to drop in as well. That's going to plate the 10th run of the inning. And the route at the moment is on for the Huskies. I imagine Coach Missy Smith told them what was needed here in this first game. You got to at least make it through this first game. They got all the motivation they needed. They have gone back-to-back 10-run games so far against Sissonville to get to this game, and now so Bright has 2 RBIs on 2 singles in this inning alone. And back to Courtney Pfizer we go. Pfizer walked and scored in the inning. Swings and fouls the first pitch off. 2 outs still. This thing all got started with Emma Veltri striking out. And that's the last out the Golden Bears got until Caroline Woody came to the plate the second time. 1-1 the count now to Bright. To Courtney Pfizer. This pitch popped up high into the sky, shallow left center field, and mercifully for the Oak Glen Golden Bears, they are out of the inning. But they have got work to do if they want to extend this first of 2 possible in the Class AA State Championship Series on the NFHS Network.
For Herbert Hoover in the 5th inning.
Moving into the bottom of the 5th inning, the complexion of this ball game has changed more than somewhat as the Huskies came into the Class AA Series needing to win 2 to defeat Oak Glen for the 4-peat. So far, so good. This game was nothing but defense and pitching until the top of the 5th inning as the Huskies batted around the order. 14 official came to the plate. When it was all said and done, 10 runs on 6 hits, no errors for the Golden Bears. They were just helpless at the mercy of the Huskies. So we move to the bottom of the 5th, and Oak Glen is going to need at least 3 runs here, or game 1 will be in the books, and it will come down to a final game for the state championship in Class AA. Zellers, Amber Moore, and Grace Smith, 6, 7, and 8, due up first for the Golden Bears. And quickly, Zellers is behind in the count. So Coach Smith for Herbert Hoover sending Buckner to the pitcher's circle for this 5th inning. That will be 11 total for Buckner going back to the morning session where she pitched 6. If she goes 5 here, she'll have 2 more remaining. That could be a big, big deal. 3 more remaining, thank you. I was right the first time. See, I told Brian Shepard, my production guy, that she was going to have 3 left, and he told me 2. And that would be the first time I have been right in 3 years. 3-pitch strikeout to Zellers, and that's the way to start it for Buckner. If she's trying to get out of this with no damage, Glen's got a lot of work to do here. Amber Moore reached on an error back in the 2nd inning, her only plate appearance. Moore 0 for 3 with an RBI coming into this game in the state tournament. And incoming again. Kamikaze softball coming into the AA turf. I'd like to know the ratio of AAA foul balls that have hit us versus AA that have gone over to the left. Comes the next pitch, popped up into the infield, and calling off Woody is Huffman at short. And just like that, I'm still in a bit of shell shock myself. The Huskies are 1 out away from ending the first championship series game in 5. Coming to the plate, Grace Smith. Grounded back to Buckner in inning number 2, her only plate appearance in this game. First pitch from Buckner missing outside, 1-0 the count. Again, Oak Glen came in knowing that they didn't necessarily have to win the first game. I'm sure they would have preferred to just end it right off the bat and not give the Huskies any momentum. Here's the pitch. That one is drilled. Back goes the center fielder, Pfizer, and the senior clamps it in the glove. And just like that, in 5 innings, the Huskies have defeated Oak Glen in Game 1 of what will now go to 2 in the Class AA Championship Series. The Huskies in 2 games today have plated a grand total of 20 runs on 19 hits. And that will send us to a Game 2, and it will all be decided in about 30 minutes as we begin Game 2 of Class AA in the State Championship Series of Class AA softball. We'll come back, we'll recap the ball game, talk about the statistics, and we'll prepare ourselves for what will now be the final game of the season in Class AA. You're watching the 2021 State Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
West Virginia teens are changing the game. West Virginia Game Changers is an initiative designed to educate, support, and empower our youth to make healthy choices as they prepare to be our leaders of tomorrow. West Virginia Game Changer. All Seasons Lawn and Landscape. Whether you need help with landscaping or the perfect manicured lawn, call Chris Dukic at All Seasons Lawn and Landscaping. All Seasons Lawn and Landscape, proud supporters of girls softball and the Ritchie County Lady Rebels. CBS Equipment has over 30 years experience in the mining industry and is committed to supply mining companies with reliable, inventive, and quality equipment as well as top-notch customer service. CBS Equipment is proud to support the Independence Lady Patriots as well as all 2021 softball state tournament participants. Well, what started out as a defensive juggernaut for both of these teams, we were moving into the 5th inning, and combined the two teams had 3 base hits and no runs. And then the Herbert Hoover Huskies went straight off in the top of the 5th inning as they plated 10 runs. They batted around the order, 14 batters coming to the plate against McKay and Kell. 6 hits, no errors defensively in that inning. When it was all said and done and the rubber pellets settled, Herbert Hoover needed just 3 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning to extend this championship series of the Class AA state tournament to a second and final game. They did just that with a 1-2-3 inning, their 3rd straight 1-2-3 inning defensively. This game looked as if it was going to be that defensive kind of battle that you would expect from two teams who never give up runs. In fact, when Hoover scored 6 runs in that 6th or in the 5th inning to begin with, that's the first time the Oak Glen Golden Bears this whole season have given up more than 5 runs. They only did that 2 times. It just goes to show you what the Huskies have been doing today. They have come out on all cylinders offensively. They scored 10 runs in 6 innings in the defeat of Sissonville, 10 more here in the defeat of Oak Glen, 20 runs and 19 hits in 2 games today for the Huskies. So Herbert Hoover will take a load of momentum into the final championship game. Oak Glen, who came into this game knowing that they didn't necessarily need to win. They were battling, though, and it looked like this one was going to go down to the wire. It did not end up being that way. The Oak Glen Golden Bears will have to really do a job of adjusting and recovering from that shell-shock victory for Herbert Hoover. Grayson Buckner works just 5 innings. That's important. Gave up 1 hit and shut out this Oak Glen potent offense. She struck out 3 batters, did not walk a batter. She threw just 46 pitches, and 33 of those were strikes. That was a fantastic outing for Buckner, who has pitched every single inning for the Huskies so far. Now, she will be allowed 3 more innings, and I imagine we may see her to begin the second and final game for those 3 innings. After that, it's anybody's guess. I would imagine it may be Josie Fix for Hoover. For Oak Glen, they've got options coming into the second game as Lizzie Kell worked 2 2/3 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 earned run is all she gave up. She struck out 2 batters and walked 2 batters through 59 total pitches. 35 were strikes. McKay worked 2 1/3 innings. She gave up 4 hits, 9 runs, though, on those 4 hits as she struggled with some control problems. She did strike out 4, but she walked 5 and hit a batter that ended up scoring a run. The team batting average, statistically, a huge difference. Hoover ended up batting .363 as a team, .58 for Oak Glen, as the Huskies went 5 for 10 with runners in scoring position in this one. For the Huskies, they were led by a couple of different batters. Josie Fix goes 1 for 2. She did plate 2 RBIs. Huffman continues to mash here in this postseason, 2 for 3. Added 2 more RBIs and 2 runs to her totals. An 2 RBIs for Sydney Bright. She went 2 for 4 on the afternoon with 2 RBIs, an RBI piece for Woody, for Buckner, for Hanson, and for Shamblin to lead the Herbert Hoover Huskies. For Oak Glen, well, there was only 1 base hit. That's how difficult it was today. Lizzie Kell continues to hit well here in the postseason, but she was only able to manage a single on a bloop shot over the shortstop's head. That was all that Buckner and the defense gave up in this one. It was just a dominant finish in a game that looked like it was going to go down to the wire. So the Huskies will have all the momentum going into this one. And Oak Glen will have to recoup and get themselves prepared. They'll have to wipe that one out of the memories very, very quickly. Both teams will take a quick break here, about 30 minutes, and we'll go live again in about 30 minutes, and we will see if it will be Oak Glen winning their second state title overall, or will Herbert Hoover four-peat here in South Charleston. That will do it for us here in game number 1 of the Class AA State Championship Series. Today's game has been produced in conjunction by the West Virginia Secondary School Activities Commission and Video Productions. Bernie Dolan is the Executive Director of the WVSSAC. Assistant Executive Directors are Greg Reed, Wayne Ryan, and Cindy Daniel. Heather Enoch serves as the Events and Media Coordinator for the SSAC. Butch Mounts is the Executive Producer of Video Productions. That'll do it for us here in game number 1 of the Class AA Championship Series as Herbert Hoover short games Oak Glen 10-0. More coverage still to come as we'll decide it in the final game of the season. After this, all games of the tournament are streaming live and archived on the NFHS Network. Today's game was presented by your local Little General stores. For our entire crew, this is Andrew Miller saying so long from the Little Creek Park in South Charleston, West Virginia. You've been watching live streaming coverage of the 2021 West Virginia High School State Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network.